I'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity Quantum Thinking for Sales Bootcamp Training. And this one you might want to listen to all the way to the end because it's gonna start out hot and get hotter. It's gonna be really, really good. So, Luke, let's start off with you today.
So there's a couple things. So yesterday was the first that I knew about, one of our trailers is damaged. So I was one of
Whoa,
Henry's last
whoa,
day.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, no, whoa, 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 whoa. So one of the things that will help people is is how to listen and talk at the same time.
Listen to themselves.
No, listen and talk at the same time.
Okay.
Very few people, it seems like they know how to do that. Matter of fact, for so a lot of people, they don't even know how to listen, much less talk and listen at the same time. So, if I could, if you guys learned, if you all learned how to do that, oh my goodness, it'd change your lives forever. It would change Dreamscape Creations forever. So in communication, people they don't like the clear communication white paper. You guys are getting a fraction of the benefit out of that because the owners they don't know the value of that kind of stuff. All right, so um, when did it happen, Luke? When did it get
Ooh,
damaged?
probably a month ago.
So what's the core on that, Luke?
It could be that I'm not managing enough.
Okay, that's good. All right, good, good. Kenny, what do you think the core is on that and how it took a month to go ahead and for Luke to become aware of this?
But they didn't see. I don't know. He didn't see it. Nobody told him.
Good. Nobody told him. Why did nobody tell him? What's the root of this? Anybody? Wow. The
Not
root.
good communication.
Well, it's not. No, that's not. The root is ego. And why of anybody should, people tell Luke when there's damage to equipment? Because if there's anybody in Dreamscape that understands damage of equipment, it's going to be who?
Luke,
Luke. Why?
because he pays for the equipment.
No, no, it's not that reason. No, nope, that does not. Nope, no, that whoever pays for the equipment, they're the ones that don't understand. Like they're like, what? Like, how hard is it to drive? How hard is it to pay attention? No, they don't understand why people don't pay attention. No, Luke is the most understanding of everybody in Dreamscape about damaged equipment. Why?
Because I probably did my fair share of damages already.
Probably like, like Luke, it's just like keepers. Like, when's the last time you damaged equipment, Luke?
I don't know.
Interesting. So,
I don't. Go
that
ahead.
shows me that you're not really making a mental note of it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
why don't people tell Luke that they're damaging the equipment? Ego. They don't want to get in trouble. They're embarrassed. They're whatever, whatever. Same reason that Luke didn't tell me when he damaged the equipment. Ego. Doesn't want to get in trouble. Who told me? Kenny did. Like, Kenny did. Like, what? How do you do that? Well, I know because I have 3 sons. So I know how it's done. How is it done?
Clunkiness, not paying attention.
Yeah, not paying attention. It is not paying attention. It's not caring. Like, how do you get people to care? See, you guys, you guys just, and it's okay. It's not criticism. It's just, holy cow, do you guys have a lot to learn? People who pay attention. People who pay a lot of attention. And so, Luke, did you personally pay for the damage for the, to the equipment and to the client? Did you personally pay for that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Or some of the instances, yes.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that cute? Like, isn't that fascinating? Oh, sorry, Nora, if I'm not using quite the right tone with Luke. See, most people are dismissive. They don't realize they're dismissive until they see somebody else. They think that, but they're dismissive. They dismiss so much, it's insane how much they dismiss. They just, and they don't know the mirror, even after they watch the song. We got to get a new, because Mike Casper, poor guy, he didn't he didn't like the lyrics or something, or maybe it's or he didn't like the type of song. So, Luke, if you had paid for every one of your mistakes, what could you do to your team members?
Have them pay for every one of their mistakes.
Yeah, but because you pay for some and not, not the whole thing, every interruption costs 20 minutes of lost productivity. Why don't you guys understand that?
Don't know.
Because you guys don't value your time. You value dopamine hit from your weekends and from, all of your trips and all your other stuff. You guys value dopamine hit like crazy. You mean like a drug addict, Mark? I don't know. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying it's not true either. And so, you know, so if you guys had and were using the Life GPS system and built this in, and Luke went ahead and said, "This is what I did. This is, I'm just sloppy and reckless." And Kevin, why is this so really cool for you, buddy?
Don't know.
Because you're a father and you're gonna have a son or daughter. And if it's a son, like you want to make him pay for his mistakes as young as possible. I mean, as young as possible. You want to embed into that young boy. You want to embed into that young boy, like, yeah. You go ahead and you do stupid things. You're paying for your mistake, and I don't care if you're 3 years old or 5 years old. If it's a girl, how do you go ahead and how do you handle her differently, Kevin? Anybody know? Oh, just have dad pay for all her mistakes. Yeah, just because then she'll think that oh somebody like oh her husband will pay for all her mistakes and then if she works for guys they'll pay for all her mistakes and she'll become a princess but she thinks she's a workhorse. She's not a workhorse. She thinks she is but she's not. She's a princess. And then she'll go ahead and become judgmental on other people and you know she'll become she'll see all the mistakes that are in other people's but she won't see her own mistakes. She'll and so yeah so Luke, as a leader, you don't have the systems in place. So your people following you, they're going to have your weaknesses. They won't have your strengths, and they will have their own weaknesses as well. It's amazing that any child survives and any business survives. Questions, Luke?
I don't think so.
This is so good. It's insane. I mean, it is absolutely insane. Whoa. Anything else you want to cover today, Luke?
So recently, it seems like servicing made some, I don't know, would you say, simple mistakes?
Simple or sloppy?
Sloppy, maybe?
Right.
Just like,
Do you know why that? Do you know why that is, Kenny?
Are you talking about? Okay.
The core.
No, I don't know.
How many of these mistakes do you think Kenny is aware of, Luke? Like 0%, 100%, 50%?
maybe 45. Or as far as,
Does he let you know about all the mistakes?
no. What I was referring to is, well, that crew has some as well. They tend to be not so simple, but the roofing guys.
So, Kenny, would you agree that 45% of the mistakes that you know of, you tell Luke about?
Well, I work with the cabinet installs, and those mistakes, if I can't fix them or I don't fix, if I you can usually fix them, I just take care of it because he doesn't need to know if I can take care of it. Um,
So do you think you really do take care of it, Kenny, or do you take care of the symptom or do you take care of the core?
I don't
So
know,
most amiables take care of the symptom. They buy love.
but if
What
I'm
they,
out on the job site, then it's on me, so I take care of it. I don't
well,
need to make Luke aware that I made a mistake, so well, he's not going to do anything.
well,
I need to fix it.
well, yeah, but are you fixing it at the symptom or the core level?
There's nobody else involved. I was there. I made the mistake, so I fix it.
So I'm not sure how to.
I'm not. I'm not. I don't have anybody to train. It's just I'm there. I work. I do the work.
So
But if yeah, I mean, Luke, like you think, yeah,
so
just
so
I
we're
don't think
all
I don't think the mistakes are happening just recently. The stupid mistakes. I mean, we had that with Roxanne. Whenever it was a few weeks ago when things blew up there. Well, no big deal then, but now I don't know what happened, but
well
now it
again,
is.
when you say no big deal, this is what what the employee thinks. This is how an employee thinks. The employee thinks no big deal. A child thinks it's no big deal. So a child and an employee are similar. Their minds are similar. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Why? Because they don't have to pay for it. Like, it's no big deal for a child to go ahead and leave all the lights on and to leave the water on and to take long showers and do that. It's no big deal until they have to pay for the electricity themselves, and all of a sudden it becomes a big deal. So if you don't
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Right. And I think maybe that's why Luke thinks it's a big deal now.
Right. Oh, for sure. For sure. When Luke makes a mistake, it's no big deal because, and he pays for enough of them where he can say, well, some. And when I ask him the question, do you pay for your own mistakes? Yes. All of them? Well, not. So, like, Luke's giving me an answer to seduce me, to go ahead and to throw it off track. But I know Luke too good. I know him too well. This is one reason he doesn't like me, is because I know him. It's one of the reasons he loves me, or should, because it's like, I'm going to help him to become the man he was created to be. But he's only 21, so I don't know. I don't know. I would think you'd know some of these things beforehand. But there's people I know that are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 that don't know this stuff. Like jeepers. And so, questions, Luke?
No, I don't think. Well, to do. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
And so, running a company, it's complicated. It's hard. Being a leader, it's hard. It is really hard. When my 27-year-old son, Ben, when he says, hey, Dad, there's thinking about making me a group leader. Should I become a group leader? You make a bit more money, but boy, do you have to work hard. And you have tons of responsibility. Nothing wrong with working hard and tons of responsibility, but I don't know. That's a choice that you have to make, son. You get to make that choice. And so, fixing things at the core, getting out into the future and finding these things is somebody's mistake. If they make a $10 mistake, I mean, if you have a 3-year-old boy that's reckless on a tricycle, what do you know they're going to be when they get a bicycle?
Reckless.
And when they get a motorcycle and a car, they're going to be reckless. If you don't train and discipline the recklessness out of boys, this is where it's just humorous to me when people go ahead, when women go ahead. They've never developed a man in their life, ever. And they go ahead and think, Mark, you're too hard on him. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, how do you think that you know how to train a man to become a boy, to become a man? How do you think that? Like, what is that? But they think they do. It's just goofy. And so, Kenny, what you got?
We also have Lloyd on today.
Hey, Lloyd, good to
I
have
wanted
you
to
on, sir.
get to him before if he needs to take off. Before
Lloyd,
5:30.
anything else you got, sir?
So today I was thinking of going and looking at a job and doing sales.
Okay.
What would you think that my personality, would that be something that I could do?
So, Lloyd, I'm a analytic driver. If I can learn how to do sales, anybody can learn how to do sales. Seriously. I mean, I'm socially autistic. I love people. I just don't like them. So I potentially am the worst personality in the world to do sales. Seriously. I'm way too direct, way too honest. Just rip it off. I don't like to convince people of things. Yeah, I am the worst salesperson in the world. So I think anybody can learn how to do sales, Lloyd. And if you're looking at owning your own company, anytime in the future, you want to learn how to sell. And so, yeah, without question, you can learn how to sell. My other computer went down here for a moment, and so I don't have that to check your personality. Does anybody have Lloyd's personality? So I'll see if I can get that in a minute. So I can specifically, so each personality can be a great salesperson. Like Alan Stein, he's been in business and in sales for, I don't know, 40, 50 years. And my brother asked him, my youngest brother, he's an expressive, analytic, and so expressive. I don't know if there's any such thing as a natural salesperson. But if there was, it would be expressive. The expressive
I
person.
know he's got some expressive in him.
Yeah.
Lloyd does.
Yeah. So you would do really well. So each of the four personalities is going to go ahead and have strengths and weaknesses. So the expressive is going to be naturally good in sales because they're just fun. They love people, love hanging out with people. I don't. They just love hanging out with people, and they're fun and funny and naturally good at that kind of stuff, which helps in sales. I'm not. And amiable is naturally good in the expressive. The weakness that they have is they lack discipline, and they get bored, and they think they're good in sales when they're really not that good, and they go from one thing to another. They tend not to be good in organization. They tend, like Luke. It's just I've been just so crazy impressed with him. Like he did the accounting stuff and did a phenomenal job. I mean, I've never seen a business owner that's done as good as Luke. I would have never guessed. I mean, like never in my wildest dreams would have I guessed that he was good at that. Well, that not only helped his business, but that helped him in sales too, like organization and discipline and consistency and how do you top grade things and all of those type of things. And but what's the strengths of the expressive is they're outgoing. They're not afraid of rejection ish. So they'll go ahead and ask for the sale. The amiable and the analytic will struggle with asking for the sale. The driver and the expressive will ask for the sale. The amiable and the analytic will have a hard time. The driver and the expressive, they will struggle with asking for the sale too quickly. They're too impatient. They don't romance they don't romance the prospect. They don't develop the rapport that the amiable, they don't develop the trust. They often don't know their product line as well as what the analytic does. And so the amiable can be really successful in sales, but they often die because they're not they don't like conflict, and so they're afraid to ask for the sale. And so they don't like to push people because they don't like to be pushed. So they often go ahead.
Lloyd's personality has a 21-43, 31-42, then combined as 52-85.
So you're going to be, your analytic driver in your your driver analytic. So you're the same as I am. Actually, you're the same as I am, or very close to what I am. Your driver analytic and your geo test. So that will give you really strong strengths, Lloyd, in being able to ask for the sale, see the big picture and the details. It's killer in sales. I mean, it's very hard to train somebody to do that. You see the big picture and you see the details. So your mind will naturally be sharp. You'll be able to go fast and slow, see big and small. You'll do good. So that's good. Your on your pain quadrant, you are in your pain quadrant, you're a driver, amiable. When that's in alignment, that'll be good. You'll have more empathy with people than I will. Well, more natural, you'll have more natural empathy. I had to learn it. And so you'll be, as long as this is aligned well, then you'll drive when you should drive, and you'll be passive when you should be passive. And so on this, so this one here, so I don't like to go out and talk to people. I don't like to take social initiative. Your amiable gives you some of that. The expressive is what gives you a lot of that. So if you hang out with Luke, like one of the things you probably see with Luke, do you do much with Luke, Lloyd, or not?
No.
Okay. So if you hung out with Luke, that just even a little bit, that would be good for you, because he's a deep expressive. Kenny's also strong expressive, but Luke's even more so. So Luke just does stuff that's just stupid, but it works. Like, it's just awesome. I mean, it's just like, dang, like the guy's fearless. Like he just, I don't know, he's just goofy, but it works. It often, not always, sometimes it hurts him, but it just works. He's just like, I'll just try this. I'll just do this. And when he, fails, he just gets back up, dusts himself off, and then he succeeds. It's just, so Kenny and Luke, if you study their expressive and how they, like, you study their smile, their facial expressions, their body language, you start to replicate that. My daughter, Melissa, she's a deep expressive. Angela's an expressive. Ben is expressive. I have a lot of my kids who are expressive, and that's the weakest personality of me. My weakest energy is my expressive. So what I did is I learned how to be like them, and that gave me tremendous power. So you can develop all of them. We all have seeds of each of the 4 personalities, but based on our birth order in large part, and our parents, we develop those seeds or not so much. What's funny is in the Amish community, there's a lot of expressives. And like the Baptist community, in the Baptist, they don't really promote expressive so much. Similar in the Amish. They don't promote that. They don't really say, hey, be silly, goofy, and that kind of stuff. It's more of a serious type of culture. But there are some really funny people in the Amish. I mean, just they have the coolest sense of humor. So does that help, Lloyd?
Yeah. Yep.
The analytic will be good because they do good tracking of their leads. Like Nora is just amazing in tracking of her leads and all of her details and stuff. She's just crazy how good she is in that. Like probably the one of the best I've ever seen in 40 years of working with salespeople. She's absolutely magical. So what you do is you learn from that. The weakness of the analytic is they're going to go ahead and often miss the big picture. So they get stuck in the details. They often don't go out of their comfort zone. Nora was so good at doing that I didn't even realize how much becoming an EVA, owning her own company, being in sales, I didn't realize how hard that was for her. And so she's done really, really good in that area. And so the driver, they'll be really good at just jumping in. They don't need to know everything before they do. They just do stuff. So they're like the expressive, but they're not as fun or funny. But they're really goal driven more than any of the other personalities. Like you give a driver a goal, that's going to be your strongest strength, Lloyd, is your goal. You're going to be more goal driven than anybody else. Shoot, you're more goal driven than I am, and that's not easy to do. So your driver, you have a double driver. And again, in the Baptist world, Baptist and Amish are very similar. These 2 personalities are not highly promoted in in the Baptist or driver. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is what it is. In a way, it's helped you because it's naturally helped you to discipline that driver. And that's good. That's what the driver needs. They need to be disciplined in their energy base. But you want to unleash that in your own business at times, and you want to unleash that in sales. So you might have actually too much. I don't know. I haven't worked with you enough to know, but you might want to unleash that, because what I have found that in business and in sales, like that driver energy will serve you really well. So you get a goal and you pursue that like crazy. Does that help, Lloyd?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Good work. Great to have you on today. Appreciate it. Kevin, what you got, sir?
So I don't think Luke was done with me making mistakes, or was he?
Well, the key is what's most important. So my wife just, got a new van. And I drove with her yesterday. I'm going to have just the right timing, and you don't need to put the keys in the ignition. It's not a new one, but it's newer than the one she had. And so one of the things, so sometimes she puts it in her pocket, sometimes she puts it in the middle of the truck, sometimes she puts it in her purse. So what she needs to do is, those keys are, they're not inexpensive. Those are expensive keys. And so what she needs to do is she needs to learn the discipline. So she struggles with that because she's amiable and analytic. So she needs to always put the keys in the same place, always. Always. You just always put the keys in the same place. And so if you need specifics, Kevin, to go ahead and solve things at the core, but what's most important is to solve things at the core. So should Dreamscape come up with some type of policy, like you're going to pay for half your mistakes, and the mistakes that are most brutal is the ones you don't know, or the lost time and productivity. Like those are the ones that are the biggest. And so what we ought to do is we ought to do a podcast maybe on Friday at 6:00. But you guys could use the young men one to do a 10-minute podcast on that goes into your life GPS. So you want to use your mistakes to teach other people. Does that make sense, Kevin?
Yes.
Luke, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
And so, did you have anything else for Kevin that you wanted on the boot camp training?
No.
Luke,
No.
did you have anything for Kevin that you wanted on boot camp?
Nope.
So get use Life GPS. I'm telling you, use Life GPS. And no matter how small the mistake is, how insignificant the mistake is, no matter how much it is, you solve it at the core, put it on there, and then you make sure that every team member watches that podcast, every team member shares a reflection, everyone comments on a reflection. That's the system you have for training. So every team member doesn't have to make the same mistakes Luke, you did, or Kenny did. So always remember, everyone, we had so much more to go over today. Nora and Katrina, miss you both on this. I would encourage you both to just share a reflection. And so, maybe somebody doesn't respond exactly the way you want them to respond. It's fine. Like that builds stamina, that builds strength. You probably don't respond just exactly the way other people want you to respond as well. And that's an iron sharpening iron. And so you're missing out, and you'll never know the cost of missing out on not sharing what you see and what you observe. you're missing out, and everyone else is missing out too. If you don't participate, you bring energy, and if you're not present, for the live one, you can still have as bigger impact by watching consistently, watching every podcast, listening to every podcast, and then sharing a reflection. You just will. And it only takes, if you're going through it and listening to it, while you're there, you can share a reflection while you're there. Doesn't take any more time, and it brings a lot of benefit. It's like Alma. And so I had seen a driver sees stuff in the future, but people don't listen to the driver. I don't know why. It's just goofy to me. And so it's just weird to me. I mean, and it's like ego gets in the way and they don't want to be wrong. And that's unfortunate, because you want to be wrong, because if you're wrong, then you're wrong and you can fix it. If you're wrong and it's not that big a deal, Mark said to study Alma, use it, understand it, learn it. It's going to use it. Why didn't I listen to Mark? Why did I not listen to Mark? And you're going to make more money. You're going to work less hours. You're going to have less stress. You're going to have a more balanced life. You'll have more success in all areas of your life. It's really everybody's choice. And you'll never get a bill for what you didn't listen to. You won't even know most of the time. Always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.